My entire life, I believe that my uncle was killed not by a conspiracy, by a group of people, and I had doubts about that from when I was little, and so that story never made any sense. And then, when I was older, I researched it. Somebody gave me a book called The Unspeakable, and I read it, and the whole story that made sense.
In this interview with Bill Maher, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. talks about the book JFK and the Unspeakable as the book that convinced him as to what really happened to his uncle, President John F. Kennedy. The author of this book that he references is Jim Douglas. And I interviewed Jim Douglas in episode 20 of the Catholics Against Militarism podcast. If you haven't heard episode 20, I encourage you to go back and listen to it. Jim is an amazing scholar, an amazing writer, a really wise person, and just all around a good person. I think you'll really like episode 20. Go check it out. If you like that, you also might want to check out episode 24. I don't interview Jim Douglas, but with his permission, I read an article that he wrote about attending the trial of Martin Luther King Jr. Well, not his trial, but the trial about his assassination. There were over 70 witnesses, and the jury unanimously found the U.S. government guilty of conspiracy to kill Martin Luther King Jr. I know, shocking. You've never heard of it. Amazing that our journalists don't cover this. Thanks to good actual journalists like Jim Douglas, who wrote JFK and the Unspeakable, who actually attended the MLK trial from beginning to end and wrote about what happened. We have some hope of understanding our history in this country and the real history as opposed to the fake history that we get in the mainstream media. So check it out. Check out episode 20 and check out episode 24. And you know what this means? This means that I am now 4 degrees removed from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Because there's RFK Jr., the person who gave him the book, the person who wrote the book, and then I interviewed the person who wrote the book. That's pretty cool. And you all are 5 degrees removed from RFK Jr. I don't care what your politics are. I think he's a great guy. And I think we'd all love to be just a few degrees closer to RFK Jr. Am I right? I mean, even if you don't believe in voting, or even if you can't vote Democrat or whatever, I'm excited he's out there. I'm excited people are paying attention to him. And I'm excited that he's telling people about Jim Douglas and his research and his book. So anyway, take care, and I will see you next time.